Hello, this is Sassy Sisters Crafting. This is Sassy Amanda, and today I'm going to share with you some quilts that my grandmother made. This first one I had in a vacuum sealed bag because I didn't want to use it. I wanted to preserve it for later. I know in the first video I had told you that if you have a quilt, what's the use of having one with if you're not going to use it, but I had so many that she gave me that I took two, one small and one uh, double or queen size, and put them in a vacuum sealed bag. So this one is, you can tell, was a pattern. So the pattern quilts, all of these are pattern quilts, but the pattern here was a fabric that had these larger flowers. Then there was the one here with the, you can't really see it too much, but there are some faint flowers in it. And this one, and then this one. So her stitching was a cross and a plus symbol. And she did that for all of them. I don't seem to see anywhere she went around the edge. I don't think she did. Nope. So they're all the same. They were an X and a cross. So the back, she used a material that looks like it has some ballerinas in it, and she folded it over, as you can see, with the edge. I want to show you something on the back. So she used the material and she ran out of space, like it didn't reach. So she took some off the end and sewed it on the side. Now you're not always going to get a perfect size back for these quilts, and you will have to sew extra pieces onto it in order to make it fit. This one I can feel in there. I can feel that there is a batting inside, and you can tell that it could be pretty warm. And this one is the size of about a lap throw. The next one is a fun one that she made for my son when he was really little. It's just some dog houses and a yellow color that went with it. So this stitching, I don't know if you can see it very well, but this stitching is just X's all the way through, just X's. On the light colors you won't be able to see it very well, but then she used not much of a pattern. It's just a slight pattern on the back, and of course again she rolled it over and sewed it, but she made this one much thicker. And she must have, if she did use batting, she used a very, very light loft batting because it doesn't feel very thick in here. This next one is one that I definitely had sealed away because when she used to live down here, she made curtains out of this material. And I thought that they were really cool. And when she had leftover material, she decided she wanted to make a quilt. But she did use some of it in one of the crazy quilts, but mainly she did an entire quilt that was nothing but this cream colored and the pattern fabric that she had for her curtains. I don't think there's any batting in this one, but the color is just, the back is just a solid color. You can see, I don't know if you can see this, but the stitching is just X's. So this is what it looks like on the back, and this is what it looks like on the front. It's just an X stitching. Okay, so then the next one she made, that one, by the way, was the size of a queen size bed. So that was a pretty big one. So this one she made for my daughter when she was little. It's just the hearts and little shoes, tiny little shoes and flowers, and then the flower material. Bring it a little closer so you can see. And she did the plus symbol and then the X. And then on the back, she did another flower material. And of course, she sewed it over to the edge. This was a crazy one that I have no idea why she decided. I didn't even know she knew anything about the Pink Panther. But she made this for my daughter. It's a Pink Panther with, you know, some really cool design. She must have just saw it at Joann Fabrics and thought it looked cool, or maybe the Walmart fabric department and thought it looked cool. So with this one, let's see if I can bring over, interspersed in a strip randomly, she put some of this material that had the Pink Panther on it, but she didn't have enough to do alternating all over the quilt, so she did one whole strip, and then she did several strips, just pulling this across so you can see, and then she did one whole strip again, and then she did one strip that included it near the edge. And this was a lap throw. And on the back, I'll show you the backing. So she had this flower material and she ran out and didn't have enough, but she had some of this. So she went all the way over to the edge, did a big strip here, and if you follow it across, she did the same thing on this side. And I don't know if you noticed, but it's not the same size as the one that was on the other side of the quilt. It didn't matter to her. She used whatever she had, and to her, it looked great. And when we received it and she had put all that work into it, we loved it as well. And there's the stitching that she used for this one. Just the X's. This one she made for my son when he was little. It was the, you know, sports one. And so it's all just the exact same, except for she had a small amount of material, again, that was just a little bit different of these. So she added those in, and then she added a strip of the blue, and then she ran out of these blue stars. So she added that. This is the last quilt I'm going to show you, and this one was made with the triangles. So she cut out the triangles and then put them together to be squares, and then she would put, you know, each set of triangles together to make the pattern, and then sewed each of the squares together. Her stitching with this one was a little different as well, which not everyone does, and that is she did the plus symbol or the cross. Then she did the X's on the sides of them, but plus she did all the way around. I don't know if you can see that very well, but she did all the way around. And sometimes she would do extra, like an extra stitch that would go on both sides. So you see it here and here. And then sometimes she would do just one side. So with this one, I think she just wanted a lot of quilting stitches done into it, so most of them are both sides, but here she also went down. It's not just a one X, she went down this side and then also down this side into the triangle. So lots of stitching with this one. It probably took her a lot longer. And then here's the backing, what she did for this one. Just fold it over and sewn. This is one of my favorite quilts, but I guess I could say they're all my favorite. So at the next episode, I will show you the ones that I did with her together. Thank you.